I'm Andre Huey with St. Martin Island Time TV News. As of September 9th, 2016, 54 Zika cases have been confirmed on St. Martin, disclosed Minister of Health, Emil Lee.
Of where resources need to be allocated. And so the ministry, the CPS, has been going out together with volunteers and walking through the different neighborhoods. So some of the photos that you're going to see now are a reflection of our trips out, which I'm always very fond of. As I mentioned, I always like field trips. But it's disturbing in a sense that we keep on finding many of the same problems. The first photo, for example, is a cistern overflow. So in other words, many houses have cisterns, and then they have an overflow pipe so that if the rainwater collects too much water for the cistern's capacity, the water can overflow. And this is normally a 3-inch or a 4-inch pipe, and what we find way too often is that these pipes are not being screened with a mosquito net. So actually it becomes a perfect mosquito breeding ground. The next photo you'll see is water collection spots. This is where ministries need to coordinate together, as the Ministry of Romi has its district cleanup. Cleaning on the side of the road, besides having a aesthetic purpose, has a very clear hygienic purpose, because in one small bottle cap from a bottle of water that collects water, you can have mosquitoes breeding. So collecting garbage is an important point, but for example, in the photo you'll see some of the people collect water from their air conditioners, for example. The runoff from the air conditioners, they use the water to water their plants. But sometimes people forget about it and they leave them, and again, these become perfect breeding grounds.
The anti-poverty platform is now seeking a commitment from the politicians running for a seat in this year's parliamentary elections. Dr. Rwanda's Raymond Jesseroon, speaking during a press conference on Thursday, indicated that it is time that the problem of poverty within the island's communities be addressed.
Politics is really a big concern for us. Also, after going to different public meetings and studying all the material that has been bombarded in this short period that politicians are running for office, we have seen that the persons that have an income that Transparency International defined as a poverty income is everybody that has a household met an income of less than 4,000 guilders a month, which is $2,200 a month, should be considered to live in poverty. That none of the politicians really is standing up to defend these people. What we see is that none of them actually comes up with an amount. Some of them say, for instance, for the old age pensions, they want them to increase the old age pension to 1,800 guilders, as one of the political parties campaigning with it, whereas the $2,200 is still much more than double the 1,800 guilders. So what we see is that there's a lot of sand being thrown out, whereas the reality is being actually faded out. And if we don't stand up and we don't talk about it, the politician won't talk about it.
The U.S. is prepared to work with the Dutch Caribbean islands in finding a solution to the de-risking problem facing Caribbean banks, according to Minister of Finance Richard Gibson.
The United States is prepared to work with the islands, the Dutch Kingdom Islands, in finding a solution for this de-risking problem, which is great news. The de-risking problem, as you know, is one where correspondent banks have been terminating their relationship with local banks, making it impossible for some countries to be able to pay or make cross-border payments. And in connection with that, we had a previous meeting with the Department of Justice of the United States, the White House, the IMF, and 2 or 3 other departments in the United States. And the result of those meetings is the meeting that we held last week. And it appears that things are heading in the right direction.
Minister of Education Sylvia Jacobs has touted the initiatives she has taken over the last year to address issues pertaining to teachers and the wider education system on the island.
Significant efforts have been made in improving our educational system processes and performance, in highlighting tangible and intangible cultural heritage, in promoting sports and youth in partnership with a common focus on maximizing results with our available resources. Some updates I can give are that 2 schools were repainted before the school year started, and several repairs were carried out. These were some of the complaints made. There were also complaints made during those meetings with teachers about the gravel posing a danger to the students at the M. Genevieve de Weaver School. These were subsequently removed, and it was paved, and a new basketball court was placed there, which is also for the record. The reconstruction of Prince William Alexander has been approved, the groundbreaking has taken place, and we are awaiting the removal of the hazardous material to be able to fully get that underway.
This has been St. Martin Island Time TV News. I'm Andre Huey. Thank you for watching.